Now, to discuss China's goals, I'm joined by Changhua Wu, Executive Director at the Professional Association for China's Environment. Thanks very much for joining us, Changhua. Now, President Xi Jinping promised that China would thoroughly advance the energy revolution. Tell us more about how China plans to do this.
Sure. Thank you for having me on this program again. China has pretty much completed its blueprint through something called the 14th Five-Year Plan by aligning all the economic and the social development in the next 5 years with the dual carbon neutrality, meaning peaking carbon emissions before 2030 and achieving carbon neutrality before 2060. In order to do so, as laid out by the very specific 14th Five-Year plans, from clean energy transition to industrial reindustrialization, to circular economy, resources, nature, biodiversity, ecosystem protection, you name it. In the meantime, also China is focusing more and more on adaptation as well. A few months ago, the government rolled out for the first time very comprehensive the National Climate Adaptation or Resilience 2035 strategy agenda there as well. For the first time, really to look into a role of nature and as well as a resilience in the context of intensifying climate disasters, so that we'll be able to have much more capability to prevent and reduce the cost and the losses during those disasters as well. In the meantime, if you look at the policy agenda, from policy, from finance, from market-based instrument, you name it, everything is now aligned to achieve or deliver the carbon neutrality agenda at this moment.
Now, China is the world's largest investor, developer, deployer and manufacturer of clean energy, investing $380 billion in renewable energies in 2021 alone. Now, how do you see this investment? Is it just about a green investment for technologies, or is it also about the economy? How does China, incorporate a greener economy into its future?
Well, it's pretty much sort of touching every side, every part of our economy. On one side, of course, it's investing in technology, investing in industrial supply chain, as well as the infrastructure. Of course, by investing in those aspects, it also creates jobs and opportunities there. There are millions of jobs already in China in terms of people employed in renewable energy sectors already. So that's a case made by China practice already so far by driving clean energy transition, investing in renewable energy, clean infrastructure. You also create growth opportunities there and creating job opportunities there as well.
You mentioned adaptability and resilience. China has a pretty complex geography, and its large landmass spans various types of climate zones, which have always made it vulnerable to extreme weather events like droughts and floods. Due to the worsening factor of climate change, what is Beijing doing to step up its game to future-proof the country against climate change?
First thing first, I think the highest level of attention is now given to climate adaptation and resilience. If you look at the government agenda in terms of early warning, precautionary early warning investment by deploying technologies today available, and to make sure we'll be able to gather the information, data, and the forecast what's coming up as soon as possible, so that would be people will be able to take more preventive measures, so that we'll be able to prevent and also reduce the cost there as well. In the meantime, the 2030 National Climate Adaptation Agenda also emphasizes on role of nature, because we all know on one side, of course, nature is the biggest carbon sink. In the meantime, actually, they also provide the resilience necessary for us to be able to protect ourselves, reduce the loss and the damages there as well. So domestically, China is building up the national sort of surveillance monitoring system. To do so, in the meantime, China is also reaching out to the international community, particularly other poor developing countries, so that we'll be able to provide as much support as well as experience, expertise as possible.
Changhua, thank you very much for your time. Changhua Wu there, Executive Director at the Professional Association for China's Environment.
Thank you.